Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back to another question and answer session on AI,
Techtopia. That's right.
Techtopia,
Yeah.
and technology of the future. Techtopia it is. So I will begin, Kunal, with a statement that I recently read. This is from IBM CEO Arvind Krishna. So, and when I was reading this, I obviously started thinking of all the discussions we have had on the inevitability of AGI emerging sooner rather than later. So, this gentleman says, let's ground this in today's costs, because anything in the future is speculative. It takes about $80 billion US dollars to fill up 1 gigawatt data center. I'm sure you know the figures. That's today's number. If one company is going to commit 20 to 30 gigawatts, that's $1.5 trillion of capex. To the point we just made, you've got to use it all in 5 years, because at that point, you've got to throw it away and refill it. Then, if I look at the total commits in the world in this space, in chasing AGI, it seems to be like 100 gigawatts with these announcements. That's $8 trillion of capex. It's my view that there's no way you're going to get a return on that, because $8 trillion of capex means you need roughly $800 billion of profit just to pay for the interest. Your thoughts on this, sir? In the light of the discussions we have had on the inevitability of AGI, Kunal?
Um,
And this is coming from a responsible gentleman, the CEO of IBM.
sure. So, part of the point is that number one, uh, AI to AGI has been a sort of a hypothesis, story, a hypes that has been pushed around, and we've also accepted it that okay, it may happen. There's no clear definition of AGI.
Okay?
Okay, worldwide.
Okay.
Nobody
No clear
says
definition of AGI.
AGI. They just say okay, it will be smarter than the smartest human or the your next colleague or a good somebody, some technology that can replace people to do some things. Sure, AI is doing bits and pieces here and there, but what is exactly is AGI is
They
not
have some
accepted. There's no
concept
standard definition.
of a recursive
Learning, there
learning,
are
which
theories. So
will
it's a so
be the
there's
characteristic of AGI emerging.
so Partho, it's like it's not a very quantified,
It's not
objective
quite okay.
definition as of now. Okay, that's number one. Keep in mind, doesn't change anything.
Okay.
It's just that we're talking about a reasonably smart, better than human replacement technology,
Okay.
which arguably is here already. Arguably will come in a year. Arguably may come in 2 years. Depends how you look at
So when
it.
you say arguably it's here, what exactly?
It's already. I mean, to my mind,
You're talking about AGI, of
hundreds
course.
of hundreds of software jobs across thousands and lakhs of companies are going away every month today.
Okay. In that sense,
In
yes.
that sense, we had said, or somebody had said initially, that AGI is when you can replace a human with a technology.
Okay.
So if a software developer job can be replaced, arguably, it's already done. To put this in perspective for you, I run a small software company. We have about 100
Yes.
engineers. 3 years ago, what will take some of my smartest people, the really good, decent software engineers, about but say 5, 6 of them over a period of 6 months to develop a software. Today, using AI is done within 3 to 4 days.
Whoa.
Now, how is that not AGI today? It for me, in my mind, it's already here. Now, you can
Yeah, to
change
me,
it.
it looks like scaling up.
It's just going fast. So that's one. So only point I'm making, AGI is a subjective term. There's no standard accepted definition. So just bear that in mind.
Okay. All
That's it.
right.
That changes not
Done.
much. After a point, I think talking about AI, how fast, widespread it grows, how quickly it becomes AGI, ASI, or AXYZI, whatever names we call it, is a function of, the only limitation is one, energy, because it needs
Yes.
lots of energy. So hence gigawatts. We never had gigawatts of conversations in the world until 1, 2, 3, 4 years ago. It was not really a conversation, but today it's the biggest conversation, and China is way ahead of US in the gigawatts of energy generation. And to put this in perspective, essentially energy is the core limiting. Your AI can get as smart as possible, can be used as smartly as possible around the world if you can harness the energy. AI energy is the number one limiting factor or enabling factor, depending on how you deal with that. Second is the rest of the infrastructure, the data centers, the CPUs, the GPUs, the bunch of servers, etc., etc. These two are the core things which this gentleman is talking about.
Right.
There is a so I remember, I'll share a story. In 1998, 99, there was a company called pets.com. This is the boom of internet
Right.
e-commerce days. First time e-commerce has come. Amazon has started selling books. Things have started happening. There's yahoo.com. There is bunch of things happening. And suddenly people had an idea, I will sell pets online and everyone will only buy pets online. There was a company called pets.com which went from zero to $1 billion back to zero within 1 to 3 years. So what happens is, the capitalism is designed in a way that everyone, in the name of finding the next big opportunity, the next Microsoft or Google or Apple or OpenAI or the next big company, funds lots of money in all the new bubbling hypes. That's how the tech and stock market bubbles and the economic bubbles and capitalistic bubbles are created, which then eventually burst out. So this company pets.com in 98, 99 was an idea. Some VCs funded, some venture capital investors funded, went to $1 billion valuation and then went to zero. Right? Somebody lost bunch of millions of dollars in the way. In 2007, 8, similar things were happening in the financial markets. So they were structuring random house of card financial products, which were just meant to fail eventually. They were not, no solid foundation. Subprime crisis is what they called. Things happen. So this happens every 5, 10, 15 years. That any new technology, and few years ago it happened with Bitcoin and blockchain and a bunch of such technologies. I'm talking now 2016 to 20 to 22. Any new technology that comes, possibility that comes, people suddenly line up trying to invest in it, become part of it, and hope that it becomes 10, 100, 500x from here. That leads to short term valuation bubbles. So, the value of the company, there are two parts to any company, the value and the valuation. If the value and valuation are similar, they are in sync, they will stay like that. Generally, that never happens. Generally, either there is more value and the company's valuation is lower, it is undervalued. That's the point where you should consider getting into the company, investing into the company. But many times with these hype cycles, valuations are way higher than their value they are likely to give. And value is also a potential of return. It is not a guaranteed return. It is just a value that in 5 years, ChatGPT will be used by billions of users. It may or may not be. In 10 years, Anthropic or other companies will be used more and more. It may or may not be. Who knows? So value valuations keep moving around. And I will remind and possibly share another story. In late 19th, early 20th century, when the rail infrastructure was being built after the steam engine and the growth, that time also people went overboard, overinvested in the railway infrastructure, and it was not just a government investment, but it was private investment also. So they went after a lot of infrastructure that they built, which took years and decades to make a return on, right? So people tend to go overboard because they believe in and see some hype and they believe this could be the next big thing. Now, coming to the comments that were made by the IBM CEO, it's true that different AI companies are trying to be. So, in AI and internet and digital companies, generally it's a winner takes all market.
There's a race on for
So
the
there's a
race for AGI.
so the race is
There used to be an arms race,
so
AI
so
race.
they call it. So what happens is it's a winner takes all market. The operating systems in the world majority will be Microsoft in enterprises. The search engine of the world majority will be Google. The social network of the world will likely be Facebook, Instagram, bunch of things. The streaming will likely be Netflix and maybe one or two others. The open streaming, open content things will be YouTube and bunch of others. So it's a winner takes all market. And sometimes you have winner, sometimes you have duopoly, two, three, four players doing things. So top AI companies, which includes uh, in US, there is OpenAI with ChatGPT, Anthropic, Cursor, bunch of Gemini, Grok, four, five, six companies. Now they're all racing towards being the leader. They're trying to invest, raise money and invest, raise money at a higher valuation and invest, and blah blah blah. With that, they are going overboard. They are surely going overboard. They are surely and very likely over investing, and the returns on these investments may or may not pay back. The returns only happen if, let's say, you put the numbers you're talking are right. Numbers you're talking are absolutely right. If you're putting in 100 billion for a gigawatt, 100 billion including for your power, your securing the power supply and putting together the infrastructure, which will include your servers, the data centers, and all that. 100 billion sounds about right. And everyone will have to build multiple of these. By the way, just to put this in perspective, SpaceX, the company, Elon Musk's company, where he's put in, if I'm not wrong, Twitter is in it, Grok is in it, and he has some robotics things going on. But its core work of SpaceX was initially, first 5-10 years, to launch rockets that could be reused rather than just throwing them away. He built that technology, did great rocket science, and now what is the whole SpaceX IPO, which happened at a insane close to 2 trillion, bit less than $2 trillion valuation, was on this hypothesis that um, the data centers would be run in space because the harnessing the energy, by the time the solar energy gets to Earth, if we are talking solar, of course we could do fossil and other energies. By the time the solar energy gets on Earth, you are dissipating away 99%. And if you harness it in space somehow, you keep your data centers running in space, and they have already built the intercommunication space satellite devices. If you can run it there, the solar energy becomes easily harnessable, easily available, and much cheaper. The whole SpaceX IPO is on this premise that Elon would be setting up base stations on Moon. From Moon, it will be easier to run the space satellites in space around the Earth's orbit, and they will all be getting solar energy and running data centers for AI. Now, these trillions of
That
dollars,
makes sense, at least. Yeah.
to put this in perspective,
Because
hundreds of
huge
billion.
resources will be needed on planet Earth if it's done on land.
Absolutely. So there's a problem of the data centers need cooling,
Heat,
they need
heat
water,
dissipation,
they are
water.
producing heat, a bunch of challenges, environmental and today, like I think you may or may not have followed, Jeff Bezos had made some statement in some context, but it was somewhat misconstrued as saying that we are wasting water on humans, we should give it to AI data centers. It was I think it was misconstrued, but yeah, into that effect, he said something like that. So these conflicts would keep happening. Point I'm making is that in late 90s, in the dot-com era, there were hundreds of billions of dollars of losses in terms of valuations from 0 to 100 to back to zero. In 2008 financial crisis, hundreds of billions of dollars running into trillions of losses were held over the around 15 September 2008, few months running into it and few months later. These booms and busts happen. But eventually, when the valuation is too high and value is too low, eventually valuation starts to fall and the value starts to reflect appropriately, and they match. Value and valuations come in sync. So the concern of capex infrastructure is valid, but I really think AI is here to stay. It is real. It may be overvalued.
AI definitely is here
It
to
may be
stay.
overvalued. The,
The debate here is about AGI,
so again,
the next
so
the
that's
next
a
level, scaling up.
look. So this is a game. Business is a game, and it's a sort of. Have you heard of? I'm sure you've heard of Nash's theory of prisoner's dilemma, right?
Yeah,
Two prisoners, if they are talking to someone,
this is part of the game
so it's a
theory.
lose-lose story, right? If OpenAI doesn't do it, Anthropic will. If Anthropic doesn't do it, then DeepSeek in China will. Then somebody else will. So they are all trying to be the first and the best and win everything. That's a game. In that, they have to keep raising and investing. And if that guy has raised, so now Anthropic, which was valued maybe 100 billion a year ago or less than 100 billion, I don't remember the exact numbers, is now close to a trillion. OpenAI is close to a trillion. $1 trillion used to be a big deal at some point. Now, like every AI company is a trillion. SpaceX is 2 trillion. There are so many companies. Elon Musk himself had become trillionaire overnight, one of the
Yes.
days. So, frankly, trillion is a new billion in some sense, or trillion is a new 100 billion. Who knows? But point is, AGI is, in my view, it's just a mirage. Eventually, AI development and evolution is continuum. It's not a milestone that okay, you become AGI, now you dominate the world. It's just like you'll build the next thing, you'll build the next thing. You have some milestones, but that's it. AGI's definition is not clear. That's why I mentioned it initially. AGI is a story they're all selling to their investors that if I get AGI, I'll get this. Let's say I have to raise money from you at $1 trillion valuation, and my revenue is not even $1 billion a month, and my net profit is negative. I'm losing. I have to give you a story. Humans are good at creating
You have
stories.
to sell me a story, make me an offer.
Make me an offer I cannot refuse, and I have to play you. If I have to raise from you, let's say you are, all due respect to everyone in the world, you are Mayoshi San of SoftBank. The guy who's gone from 0 to 100 billion to 0 to 100 billion to 0 to 100 billion multiple times in the last 3 decades that I'm aware of.
Who's this?
Mayoshi San. He runs a he's a Japanese guy, very famous in the tech world. He was an early investor in Alibaba. He made money in Alibaba. He made money in Yahoo and then lost it. He made money. He invested in some lot of wrong Indian startups at some point at overvaluation. He's gone through his life. But I have to sell this to you. I'm OpenAI. I have to compete with someone who's running Anthropic, Dario. I have to compete with Google, Gemini. I have to compete with someone else. And then I have to raise from you and make sure you don't invest in the other guy. What do? I have to give you a story. I will be building the fastest AI that can change the whole world. This will be consumed by every human.
Are you saying, Kunal, that AGI is a story? A
Look, I think AI development evolution is real. It's a
story they're trying
continuum.
to sell to us?
AGI is a part of a story. It's part of a story.
Or from what I'm hearing, AGI would be the natural and logical development of AI.
It's happening.
And
I mean, how
it
do
will
you?
happen sooner or later.
Yeah. So it's just like I'm trying to think. Looking back, we can define the milestones that humans were hunter gatherers, then came the agriculture revolution, then industrial, then information age, now AI, and
But the
then
fact is, every technology will upscale itself
exactly
if the technology is sound
correct, correct.
and works everywhere.
So net, my view to the point is AGI number one is part of a story and partly real, not unreal. AI's impact on human society is unprecedented for sure. It is big evolutionary change. We're not able to see it through. In between these overvaluations, over investments, under some losses, some profits, this will keep happening. This has happened many times over. It happens every 5, 10 years, and we are used to it. Capitalism as a system, we are used to it. I mean, every investor in the market knows you can suddenly lose lots of money and suddenly make lots of money. It happens. It's just part of the story. I'm not too bothered beyond a point, but his point is reasonably valid that it is not likely to make sense. It's just like SpaceX IPO at 2 trillion doesn't make sense.
That's interesting. The point I was asking about was this recursive self improvement.
Yeah. So this is the other thing, right? So today,
Based on that, Clark says that this scenario may not be the one that plays out.
so yes, so the argument is, look, let's say AI becomes more and more smart, right? Beyond a
Right.
point. So today we are using AI. Most biggest use case of AI is that we are using it to replace humans or help humans do their work easily, get free intelligence or smarter intelligence for $20 a month or XYZ, right? That's a broad use case. Billions of users. You use AI every day. I may be using it somewhere, though I try to avoid personally, but I'm familiar. But the point is, AI can be used to develop itself. AI can be used to optimize itself. AI can be used. This is what they call recursive
Right,
self-development, right?
right.
If AI's resources, the data center, the compute, the energy is pushed towards just making it smarter, 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 and making it. Let's say I give AI. AI has become so smart, which is not. It's not far from this. That I tell the AI, like as an example, the Iran war. US planned bunch of things using AI, right? Which some people are finding ethical, non-ethical, conflicting, etc. AI becomes so smart. I tell AI, I am not going to build the data centers with $80 billion and spend $1 trillion. You find me a path to get into very smart AI, call it AGI, with 1/10 of the resources. What do you do? The AI will say, okay, now if I'm AI, I mean, I'm not as smart, but assume I am for a minute. I'll be able to hold it for a minute. AI will say, okay, biggest expense is energy. I need to find a way of harnessing energy. Now, can I create? It may find new ways of harnessing energy beyond solar, beyond fossil, beyond space, bunch of things. It'll try to figure that out. Then it will say, okay, I run on something called large language model. Large language model has it needs some GPUs, servers, some infrastructure. Can I make it optimal? Can I optimize it? And in technology, when they find the optimal solutions, it is like suddenly the cost drops by 90%. It becomes 1/10, right? So it becomes 1/10, 100th or so. It gets to the fractions. So and AI will say, okay, how do I build a data center? If I have to build on Earth, then I need robots to build them, because with humans there are so many problems. How do you hire them, retain
Right,
them, sustain them, motivate them? Can't fire them, labor laws, blah blah blah. They'll say, I need to build a factory that builds factories. I need to build robots that can build more robots. So they'll get into recursive processes
right.
like this. This is the point that some other
Listen,
people are making, that in
I
the next
get.
5 to 10 years, which is a very likely scenario, we're gonna see lots of robots around for our individual use cases. You need a robot to do to be your PN, to be your servant, to be your dog, to be your companion, to be anything and everything. That's coming, right? It's happening. It's already there.
It's already happened.
So those robots could be made smarter to build infrastructure so that the large language model can become more efficient, better, faster, cheaper. So this is the point somebody's making, that this 80 billion could come to 8 billion in 5 years.
And that makes sense
That
too.
makes sense. But this will lead to massive, super fast development in terms of science, infrastructure, um, so many things that humans would have taken decades and centuries. And like I said, I was shocked to see some of the things I asked my team to develop software wise, which would have taken 5, 6 people, 6 months. One guy, one extra machine, one AI license, he got it in 3, 4 days. Thursday, I said, please do it and let me know when it's ready. Monday, I said, what's the status? He said, it's ready. It's done. Overnight, he ran the whole system and it kept running. So this is exponential growth. We are not ready for it, by the way. We are not ready for this. That's another problem. Humans are slow, and human in the loop is a big question. Whether we'll be in loop or AI will just keep going on itself, who knows? That's a risk we run.
That's the question that I would like to
Yeah,
take up for our next talk,
sure.
the human in the loop. So, next Techtopia, we shall go deeper into the human in the loop, and
Sure.
I would like to follow that thing up,
Sure.
go a bit deeper into that rabbit hole. Thank you
Sure.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.